Before I tell you my story, I'd like to share a myth that many believe to be true. People think families and individuals with intellectual disabilities receive all the support they need from government or community agencies. But the fact is that between 80 to 90% of the care provided in the community is provided by family and friends, and not formal or paid caregivers. Nearly 40% of parents of children with disabilities who require help receive none. The Nova Scotia Association for Community Living changed our life. Before I came involved in the Nova Scotia Association for Community Living, our life was confusing and frustrating. So many of the things that you and I take for granted, such as eating, walking, talking, just weren't possible for Danny. The system that we found ourselves in did more to have us believe that something was wrong with us. We were impoverished, isolated, and scared. There was a sentiment I knew well. I felt like I was the only person, besides my family, that valued my child. I had a big question. What's going on here? I met a fellow parent when Danny was 2 years old. We were connected based on some similarities we shared with our children. Our kids were both fed by a tube, and we were but a few parents who were providing blended food through the feeding tube. I connected with Barb Horner, looking for advice. At the time, she worked for the Halifax chapter of the Association for Community Living. She soon became my friend and my mentor. She encouraged me to become part of the ACL movement. I became a board member of HACL, and soon after, I was introduced by Mary Rothman. My life was forever changed. Immediately, our life turned around. Rather than being isolated, our family was contributing. By going to the board of directors meetings and educational conferences, our family was able to gain the knowledge and the courage needed to advocate for ourselves. Through attending NSACL meetings, conferences, and other similar-minded community group meetings, I learned that everything I felt about my son was true and valid. I was validated. My son was indeed the precious gem that I believed he was, perfection in the flesh. I realized we have great power and responsibility to social justice. We felt supported and encouraged enough to ask for what we needed, and we received it. My son enjoys a full life and is welcomed in his community. He travels around the world and continues to touch and teach the people he meets. Now, our family is independent, educated, and we enjoy a better quality of life than we did before we joined NSACL. When we think about all that we have gained with the knowledge this organization has provided us, we thank both Barb and Mary for giving us the foundation and the backing we so desperately needed. Meeting these women and joining these associations was the best thing that could have happened for me and my son. I answered my question. What's going on here is pure, unconditional love. A life filled with fun, challenge, laughter, learning, and adventure. What's going on here is something I wouldn't trade or change for all the tea in China. I continue to be a board member of NSACL, and this experience continues to teach, enlighten, and move me beyond my imagination. I wish I could bring every parent to this movement. I wish every parent could feel the confidence and passion that NSACL has brought into my life. I am forever grateful.